Now I am an incredibly skilled and competent driver, but unfortunately not a quick one. But if there's one track that just does something to me, besides of course bribing me to talk positively of it, it's Saudi Arabia. I don't know what it is about Saudi Arabia in this game, but I'm just fucking incredible. I'm absolutely fucking amazing at that track. Oh, what, were you expecting a cut there just to footage of me being incredible and, you know, backing my statement up? Alright, let's do it. Immediately I stamp my authority on this grid after qualifying by going 1.6 seconds faster than P2. I think that's evidence enough. I think we can end it right there. Alright, fine, I'll do it in the race as well. Lights out and away we go. It's been a average as usual start. We've got Undertaker alongside us into turn 1. We kind of have to yield the position, and this is... It's gone downhill. We're down to P2. We're given our pace advantage in qualifying. Fucking hell, that was terrifying. I thought I was going to get murdered. So we've lost the lead on lap number 1. It's admittedly not going too great, but now it's time to recover. We're going to find our feet, find our pace. We're going to challenge Undertaker for the race lead before lap 1 is up. Coming down to turn number 506. He's extremely twitchy on the wheel. That ruined my flow. We're side by side of him into the final corner. We try and push him to the inside line, get a good exit out of the final corner, and with the help of ERS, we are going to cruise past him on the exit of the final corner. We are going to be leading at the end of lap number 1, so basically we've led every lap. We are going to come back under pressure from the Undertaker back into turn number 1 though. Will it be an identical move on lap number 1? No, it won't. We get alongside him through turn number 2. He leaves us absolutely no room whatsoever. But we keep our nose in there, and we're going to hold on to P2. But annoyingly, he's got back ahead of us. Now, I don't like to be big-headed, but you can see through Sector 1 just a skill difference between me and Undertaker. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I'm cruising behind him. I'm just waiting for a nice easy move to pass him. We're using ERS on the exit of turn number 15. And just based on the confidence alone, I've got no doubt in my mind. Fucking hell. As we come through turn number 35, we're practically pushing him through the apex. I don't know what the hell is up with my voice, but I'm just going to power through it. We're practically pushing him through these corners, and once again he's twitching down the straight. There's absolutely nothing he can do. We're going to cruise past him into turn number 70. He didn't really like that. He hits the back of me, breaks his wing, and from then on, it should be an easy win for us. We've cruised past him, he's lost his head, hit the back of me, broke his own wing, no fault of my own. Is he going to kill me into the final corner? He tries it, but he somehow fails. And from that point, absolutely nothing happened to us. We pulled 10 seconds ahead of P2, and we take an easy win. But admittedly, that's not great content, so you know what? Let's go back to Saudi Arabia. We've got a bit more of a full grid now. You join me in qualifying. It's always bad when I start a race in qualifying because it means something has unfortunately gone wrong. We take P1 through turns 1, 2, 3 and however many more it is. As we come through turn number 50, we don't get through turn number 50, and that horrendous bottle means we're going to be starting P9 out of 11 cars. And looking at the P1 time, had I just got a lap in, I could have absolutely smashed them. Well, I couldn't do it in quali, so let's do it in the race. Lights out and away we go. We get a relatively decent start. Never mind, we've caught onto the side of someone and a McLaren. That's possibly the worst start that could possibly have happened. We're down to last place. Well, that was an interesting start, but now we've got ourselves a recovery drive, so let's make short work of these guys. Find ourselves behind Sebastian and Janin, who has a very awkward couple corners. Very nearly hitting the back of him, but we managed to slam on the brakes. Yet to make up any positions, but given how these guys are driving, hopefully I can cruise straight past them. Hopefully I can pass them quickly. I've got a lot to prove given how arrogant I was at the start of this video, and through turn number 2. Fucking beautiful move on Janin, up in the P10, and we're going to be challenging Sebastian down towards the final corner. Using the ERS on the exit, he's once again another weaver down the straight. We try and look to the inside, he defends it, we're going to look to the outside, get a good run out of the final corner, and hopefully, like we did in the first race, cruise up in the P9. It should be an easy move for us. Shit. Well, it seems Sebastian's being annoyingly quick, at least in the places I don't want him to be. Through turn number 1 you can see how slow he is because we're practically pushing him through the corners. He makes a mistake at whatever turn number this is, I don't know on this track. We get a good run compared to him. Are we going to challenge him down towards the banked left-hander? Up the inside, we're side by side with him. And it's... We still can't pass him. We're still behind the McLaren. There's another guy ahead who's having a horrible time by the looks of it. And this is embarrassing. I should easily be passing this guy. I'm so much quicker than him. And he won't get out of the fucking way. Obviously he has no right to let me through, but I feel like he should be more considerate and, you know, think about my enjoyment of this race. Coming out of turn number 23 or 24, we still can't get past him. We hit the back of him and halt on momentum. We try and cut to the left hand side. We make more contact with him and get ourselves a warning, but it's not going to do anything for us. Through the final corner once again, can we get a good exit? Probably not, because he's going to get DRS and slipstream off the back of Shake or Shaka, whatever that says in the distance. Can we make a double overtake into turn number 1? The McLaren makes contact with Shaka. We're going to be aggressive into turn number 1, bang wheels with him and finally get past him. However forceful that may have been, we do it, finally get past him up into P6. Next on our hit list is Rap Gamer. I think he was the one that took me out, or I made contact with, at the start of the race. Coming through turn number 1, he makes a mistake. Who would make that mistake? That's an absolutely amateur mistake. That's embarrassing. Who would hit the wall at sector 1? We're up into P5. Absolute beginner. Next up to embarrass is Zoran. I never trust anyone who has a Red Bull livery, especially if they voluntarily choose it. They're normally quite bad drivers. Coming through whatever corner number this is, you can see he's showing how bad a driver is. I've scared him offline, and it's going to be a very easy move. Down the straight, we don't even need DRS. Come to the end of lap number 3, I've got a 4.4 second gap to close up ahead of me. So let's close it. Copyright, intense music playing, copyright, intense music playing, copyright, intense music playing, copyright, intense music playing, copyright, intense music playing. Oh, look at that delta coming down. Oh, I'm so good. Copyright, intense music playing, copyright, intense music playing. So it took me a lap and a half to get into sight of P3 and P2 just up ahead of him. And into DRS range, we're closing even more than we were previously. P3 goes for an incredibly optimistic move. I don't know what the hell he was doing. I guess that was what the guy in the first race was trying to do to me. Either way, we're up into an easy P3, and we're free to attack P2. We're 7 seconds off P1. We could potentially go for the win here. To the outside of P2, into turn number 1, side by side. He actually leaves me room compared to the other guy in the last race, and we're up into P2. So I decide to stay out for one more lap. I catch 1 second onto the back of P1, and wanting the undercut, I decide to come into the pit for a set in the medium tyres, narrowly not speeding into the pit lane. We do have Damien behind us still, who annoyingly I couldn't get out of my DRS range. I couldn't drop him. So hopefully with these fresh tyres I'll be able to pull away from him. Coming through the final corner as we're chasing down P1 at the end of lap number 7. I was so much quicker than Damien through the corners, but down the straights there's absolutely nothing I could do to pull away from him. And you can see how much he was catching me with the help of DRS. He's actually going to be challenging us down towards turn number 1. We're going to go to the outside line. He's going to go for an incredibly optimistic dive. This should be an easy cutback. It should have been, but Damien is a salty little child and puts me in the wall to halt both of our charges for the win of this race. Now, as always in these kind of incidents, I don't want to put blame on anyone because, you know, it could have been his fault. You know, it could have been mine. I could have left him absolutely no more room on the inside. He could have left me at least any amount of room on the outside. But again, you know, it's 50-50 of these things. I don't want to imply that he did it deliberately because I'm so much quicker than him and he couldn't handle it. But that's exactly what's happened. So as always, when I get taken out by someone, my new goal is to catch them and beat them and embarrass them, and then I'll be able to send them a message and laugh at them. The only issue is he obviously gave me damage at the start of the lap, so I've done the entire lap with half a front wing, and I am significantly behind him at this stage by quite some distance. It's going to be tough. I want to say I'm maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds behind him. I've got 4 laps to work with. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, fuck. I want to say I'm about, I don't know, 30 seconds behind him. I've got 5 laps to work with. Let's see what I can do. I have a history of driving better when I'm driving angry.
Thousands of tears later.
My god, okay. It's taken us 2 sectors to catch him to the back of Sebastian. We're going to get DRS on him, and Jesus Christ, that's terrifying. Hopefully we can pass him quicker than we did at the start of this race. We're not going to use ERS, we're going to just bait him to the inside of turn number 1. He takes the bait, and we're going to get a fucking beautiful switchback on him. Better traction on much fresher tyres. It's an easy move up in a P4. We're now 30 seconds behind Damien, so really the gap was probably about 35 seconds. I'm not expecting to catch him, but a P3 would be a pretty sweet result given what I've been through. During my charge through the field, some little kid at the back took fastest lap from me, so I had to take that back immediately. Absolutely shitting on everyone else in the field. And we're now closed up to 7 seconds from Swan. And that gap is coming down incredibly quickly. And on the penultimate lap of the race, we are in sight of Swan. We're still 20 seconds back from Damien, so we're definitely not going to be challenging for P2, barring any mistake from him. But you can see how quickly we're catching Swan. I expect this to be a pretty easy move. We've obviously got the fresher tyres, and we've definitely got the pace and the top speed to make an easy move of this. We're going to do similarly to what we did to Sebastian. We're going to bet him to the inside at the final corner, get a better exit, and with DRS, slipstream, and the amount of battery I've got, this is going to be an easy move for P3. My voice is going once again, but the important thing is we're up into P3. 1 lap to go, 18 seconds behind Damien. Let's see how close I can get to him. And out of the final corner we come, pushing for absolutely nothing but pride. We're going to cross the line for P3. We're going to finish 13 seconds behind Damien, so we've caught around about 20 seconds, let's say, in 5 laps. That's absolutely fucking embarrassing for Damien. I wish I'd beaten him just to send him a message, because sending him a message from 30 seconds back doesn't carry the same weight, but we do get driver of the day. Thoroughly deserved. And there's just further confirmation of my dominance, in terms of pace at least. 3 seconds faster than Damien with the fastest lap. 4 tenths quicker than P1. I feel like we could have challenged for the win had Damien not been so salty. As sweet as it would have been to beat Damien, I hope he can go to bed at night happy, knowing that if I ever see him in another race on F1 Ranked, he's fucking dead. In a heartbeat. I'm gonna absolutely fucking murder him. Not by taking him out, that's way too easy for him. I want to absolutely humiliate him to the point where he doesn't want to play F1 ever again. To the point where he cancels his F1 24 pre-order. I want to lap him. I want to lap him multiple times. I want to break his wing. I want to break his neck. I should call my therapist, I think. I think that's a good idea.